よし、じゃあ、ザ・アウターワールドやっていきたいと思います。ツイートだけしとこう。ガンマッチは、まあ、初期でいいか。ノーマルでいくか。
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier,
あ、ちょ、待った。
owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10
字幕が出てない。
will feel like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society designed to maximize your productivity with guaranteed full employment.
話わからん。戻ろう。ね。
A pickpocket par excellence.
メインメニューに戻ります。ちょっとね、もう一回やり直します。でも字幕。あ、デモシーン。はいはい、これか。会話は出るけど、なんだ？ムービーの時のが出ないようになってたのか。
Why stay earthbound when prosperity awaits you in the stars? Come to Halcyon, the only colony on the edge of the frontier, owned and operated by corporations. A trip of 10
これはなんかコマーシャルか。
like mere minutes, thanks to the comfort and safety of your very own hibernation chamber. You'll wake up in a perfect society.
だから何万光年も離れてるから10年かかるけど、体感時間的には人口冬眠してて数分ってことなんかな。2320年。もう300年もしたら宇宙に旅に出れるようになるのか。何これ、閉まらないの？開かないのか。耳かよ。主人公じゃない。キャラクリあるもんね。
Just to keep from damaging the board's bottom line. Disgraceful.
はあ。10年の旅とか言いながら永遠と眠らされてるわけ。
I hope you're ready to shoulder a burden, friend.
近接か、まあ。でも運搬量があるから、量ぐらいにしとくか。器用度、武器耐久、平均ぐらいにしとくか。クリティカル、追加のヘッドショット。威力、仲間いらんな。
You've been commonly described as odious and boorish. High blood pressure could keep you from blacking out at least. Oh dear, did you actually punch out your anger counselor?
自動回復。まあでもあんまり回復しても楽しくないかもな。
Oh dear, did you actually punch out your anger counselor?
でもポイントこれやってたら余るな。 クリティカルダメージ。こんなもんにしとくか。近接、
Good.
遠
I
隔、
need someone who can smack a little sense into this colony.
適正。生まれ的な。汚れつき。腐食、N 線。紫外線じゃねえや。放射能的な。これ、あれあるんかな、クラフト。装備クラフト。でもまあいいか。近接、片手、近接武器。副料理長、副か。じゃあダメだ。副料理長の3時になろうかと思ったけど。近接武器にするか。
I hope you know how to
俺は
cook
料
with
理長だ。
mostly inorganic material.
生物初期女な。もう俺男で行くけどな。でも FPS で顔なんか結構どうでもいいからな。これでいいか。ランダムに決定。はい。お、いいじゃん。これでいきます。名前。適当。OK。料理うまそうな顔してるもんね。
Looks to be your lucky day, my friend.
博士どこ行ってんだ。
Not likely, bootlickers. Initiate skip jump.
テラ2軌道研究室ハルシオン。
Status: structural integrity down 25%. Power levels down. Skip drive.
Shit.
Shit。ワープ失敗した。
Ah, there you are. Wondering what's going on, eh? Bit of bad news there, I'm afraid. Your colony ship was inexplicably knocked out of skip space. It was forced to complete its journey at sublight speeds. This means that you and every other colonist on the Hope
マジで70年も10年のはずが7倍じゃん。
Normally, reviving someone after so long leads to some quite horrifying
細
results.
胞破裂。
It's called explosive cell death, but it's really more of a liquefaction. Something wrong? Oh, yes, well, not to worry. I've pumped your body full of a special concoction I devised to keep you from dying so horrifically. Hopefully at all, but I guess we'll see, yes? Unfortunately, I used the last of my chemical supplies saving you. I know it's a lot to ask, but I must have your help securing more if we're to save
他
the
の
rest
人
of
には
your
その
fellow
薬品を
colonists.
につけてあげてなかったってこと
Of course, but the board has a sizable bounty on my head. Now, my
賞
ship
金
is
首かよこいつ。
inoperative, but I've managed to hire a smuggler to help you out. He'll be... Oh, I see we're in position. Good luck!
このおっちゃんなかなかボタンに嫌われてるね。おー、プラズマライフル。やっぱりフォールアウトっぽいね、ちょっと。フォールアウトのニューベガスとかあんま好きじゃないけど、スチーム安かったし買ってもいいかな。
Oh, yes, the smuggler. His name is Hawthorne, and he should be waiting for you at the landing
Hawthorne.
site. He's to be your chauffeur, so to speak.
ホー
Not
ソ
to
ン
worry.
が
I'm told he's
そ
a
の密
special,
輸人。
dashing gunslinger, one of a kind ship, that sort of thing. You'll like him, I'm sure. I've also outfitted you with a simple wireless monitor.
密
so I
航を
can
手
track
伝って
your
くれるわけか。
progress. I'll check in with you as soon as you land. Good luck. I'm... all the colonists are counting on you.
眩しい。不時着ではないよね。よっこいしょういち。
Ah, you've landed. Good. Hawthorne should be close by. What in law's name? Is that him?
あれ、ホーソン。
Oh, that idiot. I told him to plant the beacon
アホじゃ
and
ん。
move away, not stand there holding it.
ホーソン。
Well, no sense in letting his ship go to waste. Hawthorne won't mind you taking his ship. Better you than the board, huh?
ホーソン。
Not sure I trusted the fellow.
ホーソン、お前。
After the bounty on my head. Shame about the
受け止めてくれたのか。
whole squashing thing. Nasty way to go.
一発飛び越える。まるでしゃがむ。気持ち悪い。寝てんのか。強盗団。鍋の中身拾えないのか。なんか声がする。何？スローモーション。
Easy now. You've been frozen for a while. There's bound to be unforeseen
副作
side
用。
effects.
あ、なんだライトがある。チュートリアル消えるの早すぎてな。
Hey, you.
あ？もうびっくりした。
You've tried the best now. Now try the rest. Spacer's choice. Oh, law, that stings.
スペースアーツなんだって治療してやるか。しょうがね。
Looks like the bleeding stopped. I owe you one. Hope you don't mind me omitting this little exchange from my report. Spacer's choice doesn't like us accepting outside help. Oh, we're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. Not that I deserve to be. Can't even deliver a company slogan. We were out on patrol. I saw a marauder camp up in the hills. Thought I could take them.
役立つさ。
Then
強
my
盗
gun
団じゃなく
misfired
て
right through my side. I mean, what are the odds of that, right? Just barely scraped by with my life. Crawled in here and blocked off the exit with those canisters.
なるほどね。
Gibbering, flesh-eating, law-breaking, unemployed lunatics with guns. Some hullhead grounded their spacecraft out in the open. That's a real good way to attract marauders. See those canisters by the entrance? Marauders come sniffing around in here, and I can take them all out with a single shot. Not bad, huh? 'You'd better take my gun then. Careful. It's worth more to the company than I am. Here, you can have my saber too.
お、
For
手
patching
当てしとい
up
て
and
よ
all.
かった。
All Spacer's Choice weapons are now 30% less likely to malfunction. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's Choice.
スペーサーズチョイス。
Nailed it.
Yes!
You hit your head or something? You're in Emerald Vale. We're a Spacer's Choice community. Edgewater's a little ways down. Prettiest place in the Vale. Be sure to stop by a provisioner's for a can of our famous salt tuna. The Hope? Is that some sort of fancy new drug? Are you with Auntie Cleo or something? Don't take this the wrong way or nothing, but I'm not allowed to fraternize with Cleo workers. Company policy.
もう行くよ。おっ、やべえ。すまん。死ぬとは思わんかった。もうちょっと話聞いてやればよかった。いや、今のわざとじゃないんだって。ちょっと撃てるかなって試したかっただけなんよ。ほんとよ。まあいいか。バン。うえー、博士。武器変えたい。サーベルくれたじゃん。武器の管理。タクティカルタイムディレーション。長期間の冷凍睡眠を得て、蘇生した後遺症として脳が時間を異なる形で処理し始めました。おー、すごいな。その表現は初めてだ。タクティカルタイムディレーション TTD ボタンを押すと、世界がスローモーションになります。考える時間を与えてくれるだけでなく、行動する時間にも使えます。このモードでいられる時間は限られています。動かずにいると TTD メーターの消費はとても遅いのですが、移動や攻撃をすれば消費が早まります。TTD メーターは時間の経過とともにゆっくり充満されていきます。R1。なるほどね。パンタル。ほら。ベッドで寝たりとかはないのか。 れもハッキングがあるわけね。消費されるんかな。NPC はワンパンだったけどな。やべ。今のところ面白いぞ、このゲーム。旧正月セールで2900いくらだったかな。で、ゲオの中古調べたら、まあ3000ぐらいだから、まあ、それぐらいだったら、買ってもいいかなっていうのが。まさ警部補。スキルポイントだって。ちょ、待って。クレおばさん管理職トレーニング。クレおばさんってそういうこと。そういうのがいるわけね。レベルアップするたびにスキルポイントを獲得できる。この辺はいつもと一緒だな。だいたいどんなゲームでも。エンジニアリングもちょっと振っとくか。20くらい欲しい。で、あとは遠隔全振り。あれ？すべて失われます。近くか。適用 OK。特殊技能の選択。パーク運搬量増やすか。日記がクエストか。マーサー警部補。なんか敵にも階級みたいなのがあるんかな。警部補略奪者じゃなくて、なんかこの、略奪者がなんかやってるとか。警察組織的な人らがこういう悪いことしてるのかな。やべ。 たまねえじゃん。うお、コパみじん。野良犬。これ武器どっかで売りてえな。
Please be informed that this vessel contains no valuable plunder. Unauthorized access of spacefaring vessels is a crime. Hello, Marauder. I am Ada, the autonomous digital astrogator of this vessel.
お
Please
ー、
be
AI 的な
informed that I am authorized to use violent
何
retribution
するん
against
やって
unwanted
みろよ、おめえ。
servicers. Please return any misappropriated equipment and exit this vessel in an orderly fashion. Failure to do so will result in your immediate destruction. Jettison procedures initiated.
やめてくれ。
Disengaging airlocks. Preparing to eject all boarding parties in
5
5,
秒経ったけど。
4, 3,
目がいっちゃってる。
1. You are still here. My deception protocol
あ
failed.
あ、地上にいるの
I
に
have been
外に
programmed to
出して。
express
はあ、
disappointment.
詐欺プロトコル。
This vessel is the registered property of Captain Alex Hawthorne.
アレ
I
ック
am
ス。
incapable of accepting orders from anyone other than Captain Alex Hawthorne.
ほーん。
I deduce from the tone of your voice that Captain Hawthorne failed to meet you at the designated location. I understand. I will require some time to process this information. Thank you for your patience and for your honesty. I am programmed to take orders exclusively from Captain Hawthorne. If I accept your orders, then you must be Captain Hawthorne. Do you understand?
ん俺が放送音だ。
Well done, Captain Hawthorne. I see your powers of deductive reasoning
なんでもいい
remain
んだな、こい
intact.
つ。
Unfortunately, our engine is currently inoperable. Our main drive suffered a critical power failure, and we were forced to make an emergency
Oi.
landing. The main drive's power regulator has been irreparably damaged and must be replaced. Astutely observed. However, the probability of locating a power regulator within a worker settlement falls within acceptable parameters of certainty. High-capacity power regulators are sometimes employed in the electrical networks of worker settlements. I have taken the liberty of printing you a new captain's identity cartridge. Please try not to lose it this time. This cartridge identifies you, Alex Hawthorne, as the registered proprietor and captain of the Unreliable. Do you understand?
ハンリア・ブルプルのキャプテン放送音気に入ったぜ。
Thank you. I appreciate your
俺が放送音だ。
cooperation. Best of luck in your search for a power regulator. Try to stay alive this time. What can I do for you, Captain?
いいやつだな、こいつ。
Goodbye.
気に入ったぜ。
The navigation console is offline at this
俺
time,
がキャプテン
Captain.
放送音だ。
These surveillance devices
で、これ俺のベッ
allow
ド
me
もしか
to
して。
monitor you constantly. Please ignore them.
作業台を使う。あ、やっぱアップグレードとかそういうのあるんだ。TPS 一緒だな。解体すればいいんじゃね？解体。両手近接武器。置いとくか、一応。あ、あの人の服。へえ、レベル上がったぜ。IL 上がった。 ソードオブショットがいいね。くれよ。
I suppose everything on the unreliable belongs to you now, Captain. Help yourself. No, really.
あれこれ元の、今俺が放送音だけど、本物の放送音が生きてた場合、俺が寝る場所なくね？
Want to be a brand new you? Try out our
キャラ
respecification
の捨て
machine.
振りやり直せるんだ。
Alex
いいね。
installed it himself.
こんな初期から
Thank
で
you
き
for
るの
the
か。
guide. If you possess
これ
a
を直
power
せってこと
regulator,
か。
please insert the part into the appropriate slot, which is this one.
ピッキングは、まあ外出ろってアイコン出てるから出るか。なんだおめえ。
I'll be with you, friend. I'm Ernie from the
転速を決め
Spacious
た。
Choice Department of Human Resources.
スペースア
Town
チャ
sent me
イズ。
hereabouts to check on the guards.
ほん。
Now, seems to me, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but seems to me they're all dead. Mind telling me what happened here? Accidentally, brutally shot themselves, huh? Unbelievable.
今月2回目な。1回目あったんだ。信じろや。
Can't just leave company property scattered about, bleeding out on the dirt. No can do, friend. That armor's Spacer's Choice property. Bodies, too. Living or otherwise. Company policy, you see. You don't want to amble on over to Edgewater at your earliest convenience. Constable's office might have work for someone with your, let's just say, aggressive disposition. Oh, and be sure to stop by the Edgewater Provisioner for a can of salt tuna. It's not the best choice. It's
ツナ
Spacer's
缶、
choice.
サルツナ缶。サルっていうのが気になるけど。
Don't get paid bits to chat with strangers. You want to chew the rag?
じゃあな。犯罪行為。目撃されてないだろう。殺したし。やっぱね、俺の船の場所をね、知ってしまったからには、死んでもらわないといけないんだ。ツナ缶もらえって言ってたな。これあれかな。武器出してたら、評判っつってさ、バレてないのになんで評判？ダセえな、この服。なんかおるよ。10人殺されとるやん。TPS110。俺の、一緒やん。防具は。いいね。スペーサーズチョイス。
Whoa.
動くな。
Where'd you come from? Don't go ambling out in those hills. That's marauder territory, friend. You talk too pretty for a marauder. Most of them just grunt and yell. Ain't safe out here. You'd best head into town. Avail yourself of Edgewater's high walls. And low prices. Pleased to make your
俺が
acquaintanceship.
放送んだ
I'd
ぜ。
shake your hand, but I've been hauling corpses. You don't want none of that.
あ、俺の手に触れたくねえだと。
Junior in humor for the town of Edgewater.
あ、逆
We're
か。
all part of the Spacer's Choice family.
スペーサーズチョイス。
Definitely not the junior in humor, that's for sure. If you've got business inquiries, you should stop by Reed Thompson's office. He's up in the tower above the cannery. Head into
Peter
town,
Thompson.
follow the road. Look, you obviously ain't a worker. What's your racket? You a smuggler? Freelancer? Edgewater is a company town, board-owned and operated. That includes the cemetery. None of us own our grave sites, we rent them from the company. Renting means money. Money means paperwork. Paperwork means signatures. Some of our families become a mite delinquent in paying their dues, you see? Four workers still haven't paid up. Phyllis, Conrad, Ludwig, and Martin Abernathy.
Oh.
He's a special case. You may want to twist his arm a little. He just is. Look, I don't want
ていう
to
か
get
なんで
into
こんなそんな
it. Make sure he pays up.
墓掘りがさ、そんな仕事を
Conrad's got a barber shop in
持ってんだ。
town. Phyllis works at the cannery most hours. Abernathy, I ain't seen him in a few days. His domicile is near the cannery. You'll find him in town. All except Ludwig, that is. He's over by the landing pad. He just is. Yeah?
あ
You could look at it that way, I suppose. You could look at us and say, those Edgewater saps lost near every soul to plague. But you'd be wrong. We're survivors. Loyal company folk, brave in the wilds. Every now and again, a virulent plague sweeps through our town. That's life on the frontier, I
体が
suppose.
慣れる。やべえ。
A body grows accustomed. Hang on, I'm doing some math in my head. 20, 30, carry the one.
30年間、下っ端のままなのか、こいつ。
Work's been real good to me.
尊敬するわ。
Fresh air, exercise. Only problem is the paperwork. Can't get anybody to pay their gravesite fees. Former people, yeah.
俺が守ってやってもいい
Marauders
ぜ
been。raiding my grave,
戦
you
闘大
see.
好きだから。
Hence the armed guards. Oh no. They are after the most precious loot of all. Spacer's
Spacer's
Choice Company
Choice.
property. If those marauders swipe any more bodies out of my cemetery, company's gonna dock my pay.
Sut スッと行くな。よ、
I could really go for some salt tuna.
新入社員。ツナ缶大好きなの。こんなとこずっと立ってて時間経たね。町。銀営旅団が運営してるんかな。頼もう。
You read the latest report?
Only the part that said we ain't making our quotas.
勝手に入っていいもんなんかな。
Grease monkey, Argo?
I'm sorry.
Seems we've got a guest. Really now, Parvati, I do wish you'd spoken up. I do apologize. I was given no forewarning of your arrival, or I might have welcomed you at the gates myself. I'm Reed Thompson, Outpost Administrator. I cannot help but notice you are not in uniform. Of course not. I don't have that kind of luck. Seems I allowed my excitement to run away with my wits. Been a few seasons since we've had a visitor pass through.
Only regulator we got is hooked up to the town transformer. Mr. Thompson ain't liable to be keen on dismantling it.
奪えばいいわけ?
I beg your pardon. I am most emphatically not keen on any such thing. I can't let you have our power regulator. But I happen to know of another one. And I happen to know exactly how you may retrieve it without frying yourself in the process. There's a power regulator in the old botanical lab. It's mostly abandoned, so all that power is being squandered. Go down to the geothermal plant. Reroute power from the botanical district over to us. Once their power's shut down, you can have their regulator and be along on your way.
ほー、電気使いたいからやってくれってことね。
I was not entirely sure how to tell you this. The botanical labs are not legally inhabited, but there are people who live there. The people living in the botanical labs. They're
脱走者か。
former workers. I need them back at their posts. I need them to come home.
うんうんうん。
Good Lord, no, I don't want you killing anyone, least of all them. My hope is that by cutting off their power, you will convince those deserters to come back to town. Before you go to the plant, I want you to stop by the botanical lab. Speak to their leader, Adelaide. Tell her the power's about. Adelaide's older than the other deserters. She's dignified, kindly. From what I understand, her camp looks to her for leadership.
なるほどね。
That reason was me. I asked too much and pushed too hard. But I am ready to make amends if they are willing to return to the fold. We belong to one community, the Spacer's Choice family. If we dissolve into factions, then we will all perish separately. Adelaide will understand that.
My dad told me all about the plant. Taught me all he knew.
娘なんこ
I
いつ。
could come in useful. I mean, if that's all right with you, Mr. Thompson. Sir.
I hesitate to part ways with Miss Holcomb, but I cannot deny that she is talented and may prove useful to you. You will need an administrative passcode in order to enter the plant. I am trusting you with mine, and trusting Miss Holcomb to guide you if you'd like.
ついてきてくれらん。
Great! I got my wrenches and diagnosticators and hairpins and engine tape, so I'm all set.
Well, I am glad to hear that. Best of luck to you, and thank you again for your help. It is a lot to ask of a stranger, I know.
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. We better clear out of Mr. Thompson's office before we talk. Hey, mister, can we talk? Sorry. Can we talk? Sorry. You just want to get out of here. And you likely don't want to tag along like me.
なんだこいつ。
Mr.
ヤンデ
Thompson
レか
has his own view on matters, on account of it's his job and what all, but that's not the only side of the tale. To Mr. Thompson, a person's a gear. It does its job quiet-like. If it squeaks or stutters, it gets replaced. The deserters are decent folk. I knew some of them before they left. Life's hard here. Especially for them that don't fit in so well. We're one big Spacer's Choice family, but every family's got the one the rest whisper about. Mr. Thompson's aiming to take away their power. They'll have no lights to see, nor heat to cook. They'll be at the mercy of marauders, or worse. I think you should talk to the town's vicar about it. Max, his name is. Thanks, mister. I just think when you gotta make a decision that'll hurt somebody, it's best to think on the right and wrong of it. That's what my dad used to say anyways.
パパってトプソンさんじゃねえのか。スペーサーズチョイス。病欠の事前申請 2週間から4週間前。むちゃくちゃ言うな。これだけでブラックってわかるわ。そういえばこいついるのに普通に盗みやったら。ついてこねえじゃん。あ、来た。うわ、敵かよ。これもう街から出てたの？間違えた。攻撃力低いんかいこれ。やべえ、逃げろ。死んだ。 俺も死んだ。あ、違った。あ、生きとるやん。
Yeah, huh?
いや、
That's on account of how I never met her. I don't rightly know. She was in another division of the Spacer's Choice family. She worked in the Vale a few months, sorting the cannery computers. Her contract said any kids she had, expected or not, belonged to her office from the time of conception.
Oh.
So when I was born, I got sent here. Well, I don't know about normal. Dad said she worked under some kind of special contract. It's sensible. Dad just fixed machines. She did some kind of crazy math, high-level stuff. Better to raise me on his time than hers.
修理したら DPS 上がるのか。どこだ？スライディングないのか。 弾なくなった。きつい。弾全然ないじゃん。足りねえ。強盗団と略奪者っていうのは違うんかな。寝とく？寝たら敵回復するとかあるか。
Where are we headed?なんかちゃんとした街に入ってきたな。ここ安全なんじゃない？
Hey, you hear about Wilson?
Heard Marauders got in.
Just between us?
ウィルソンってあれじゃね？博士じゃね？
I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
んあれ、こん中じゃねえの？
You think corporate's ever gonna visit?
Had your rations yet? Yep. 2 whole cans of salt tuna.
さあ、ツナ、俺ツナ缶食いたくなってきたよ。外じゃねえんだって。なんでこいつら外行けって言うんだろう。
Yep, be right over.
Wish we had some better rations.
This is where the magic happens. Well, science. But it still happens here.
おー、なんか良さそうなの結構あるな。ん？これは何？スペーサースチョイスじゃないから装備できないってこと？で、どこ行くんだ？あ、パールパティの装備か、あれは。で、それはいいとして、今こそ力が来たりって。外か、やっぱり。騙されたやん。 今ちょっと寝起きで死んでるんで無口なのはね、勘弁してください。でもね、喋るようなこともねえよ、これ。マックス牧師が、はあはあ。この中にマックス牧師がいるから、出てたのか。
I've always felt weird in here. It's too clean.
Yes, what is it? You're an outsider. Fantastic. Vicar Maximilian de Soto at your service. Or Vicar Max, if you're the sort who prefers brevity. And Ms. Holcomb as well. How rare to see you out. And with a complete stranger. Curious.
Just tagging along, Vicar de Soto. Don't mind me.
I so rarely get new people to talk to. Name your poison, anything at all. Spiritual counseling? This season's tossball predictions? The quickest way out of town? They who are not satisfied with their work are satisfied with nothing. No? How about, work fortifies the spirit. True exhaustion awaits idle hands.
みたいなこと言ってるな。
Selling? No. It is free for all who seek it. I'm sorry you don't find these tried and true words of wisdom to your liking. Have you? These people need something. Anything they can grasp to survive. Delving into the metaphysical minutiae of the grand plan would be nonsense to them, if not worse. My apologies. The townsfolk are having a tough time of it, and it's been difficult for me to enrich their lives. They are good people. It is just difficult to reach them.
But what? I thought you would talk to him.
You wanted to speak to me, Ms. Holcomb? Every time I've tried to engage you in conversation, you look at the floor, answer in single words, and slink away. I can't imagine what would be so grave as to drive her to my mission. What has Mr. Thompson asked you to do? That seems well within your expertise.
The way we do it's by cutting off power to the others. The ones who left.
Adelaide McDevitt's encampment. I can see why that troubles you. Miss Holcomb has a soft heart. Always has, if you believe the talk. Assuming your goal is to save as many as possible, then you should bring everyone together. Send the power to Edgewater and convince the deserters to return to the fold. Not if things are left to stand as they are. If you don't mind a bit of unsolicited advice, be cautious on your way to the geothermal plant. It is not as safe as you might assume. The marauders I met when I ventured outside the walls might agree with you. Bastards snuck up on me while I was dutifully hunting for a banned book in a collector's library. Barely escaped with my life. But you see, one of the reasons I transferred here was to get my hands on that heretical text. If you managed to acquire it for me, I'd pay quite a handsome sum for the book.
I just want to keep the writing out of layman's hands. It wouldn't do for such information to fall into public consumption. On the contrary, my position means that I am one of the few legally allowed to possess such items. But do not worry. You'll be safe since you are acting on my behalf. It's a handwritten journal. A faded blue cover with the name M. Bakonu handwritten in the lower corner. I'll mark where I saw it on your map. Assuming you're serious? Thank you. If you retrieve it...
Here we go!
Oh, come on. Yabe. お前は何とも思わないんか。やべ、誰か撃ってきてる。お前に恨みはないんだが。
Outside. Take him down!
On my way. Got it.
なんだ。遠回りしていこう。ここはやべえ。犬の肉。
We don't want any trouble. I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Armed strangers wandering into my camp for one. Some of my camp wandering out for another. You want to try standing outside in the heat, keeping your sights open for the next Marauder raid? No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. I've crossed off my share of marauders. This ain't about them. I go looking for Zoe, I leave the camp undefended, seeing as I'm the only one of us who knows her way around a gun. Hence my dilemma. Vex me. If she told anybody, they ain't telling me. I'd check her room, but I got yelled at for snooping once already. It's not like Zoe to go wandering. Figured she might be out scavenging, but that ain't exactly her talent. Can't imagine where she's gone. Vale's a wide place. She could be anywhere. Could do without the gallows humor. Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
Oh, that's Thomas. He used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. No, dear. The garden belongs to us all. Life is the gift of the universe, and the universe yields its bounty equally, absent of prejudice. The soil around the Vale went sour years ago, but I found a way to sweeten it back up. The secret recipe is a little bit of elbow grease, a dash of love, and a heaping pile of special fertilizer. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to lose. So, like the spores of the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile?
急に態度変わったな。
What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Make amends. Spare me. Only thing Reed knows how to make is a mess. Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to
そっ
that
ちの方がなんか
odious
楽しそう
cannery.
やな。
Seems the
缶
sort of
詰、
thing a hero would do.
缶詰工場気になるけど、缶詰俺もらってないしな。
I trust you will listen to your conscience. Anything else I can do for you? That's not strange at all, dear. Few of us truly know where we are. The world can seem like a forest without end, and it is all too easy to lose one's way. But we must remember that being lost is the first step in discovering yourself. Glad I could help, dear. A sadness of the heart brings sickness upon the whole body. Are you not feeling well? Ought to lay your head down if you're running fever. That sounds like fever talk, all right. So why am I tempted to believe you? Where did you say you were from? Is that a new settlement of some kind? I haven't kept news from outside the Veil. Oh, you're talking about that old piece of folklore. Now I'm convinced you're delirious. You really ought to lay your head down, dear. Babbling only agitates the humors. You ought to try some of my purgative tea. Won't cure what ails you, but it will distract you for a spell. I'm listening. I am getting old, you know. These two lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were, or I might have seen you for what you are. My dear, we are all visitors in a momentary universe. Our lives flicker in and out like the guttering of a flame. Here now, then gone. Me and mine are just carrying on as best we can, trying to live our lives in a way that does not feel wasted. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life. What makes you say that? This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. A fish rots from the head down. I do not blame the town. I blame the leader.
って選択肢が出たな。
Keep your wits about you, friend.
これ便所？めっちゃ地雷仕掛けてあるやん。で、
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
どうやって入るんだこれ。強盗団が死んでるってことは、それなりのなんかがあるんでしょう。戦闘ドローン。怖っ。
System alert beginning security control.
やべ。やべえ、死んだ。体力見てなかった。ぼーっとしてた。
Processing data.
We made it!
やべえ、ピストルの弾がね。
Terminating security search.
自販機発見。おお、ハッキング20にしたら売れるんか。ショットガン強いけど金なくなるなかったら。
The control room should be off to the right. I hope we're doing the right thing. Here they come!
弾ないよ。なんかスイッチ入れてくださいって。
Three switches. That'll be easy enough.
警備ロボがね、いるから、そう簡単ではないと思うよ。弱いな、ショットガン。弾なくなった。
I expect reform.
Look out!
やば。サルツナ缶ってこれか。うわ、やばい。
Two more. What'll happen to Miss McDevitt's folk if we send power to the Vale?
You're not real.
なんかおるぞ。
Go away, Phantom.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
System up. Sweeping the area.
If we send the power to Miss McDevitt, what happens to the Vale?
System investigating. Assessing.
戦闘ロボットはまずい。うわ、マジかよ。あいつ全然戦わんな。 こっからか。
Processing.
Incoming!
ハンマー強いぞ。ハンマーが強いっていうか、この剣が弱かったのか。
No, 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 just leave me alone.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get scalded.
ここでセーブしときたいな。
Sister perform.
Here they come!
あいつのせいでスニーキングできないんだ。
Nice one!
プラズマダメージとかやめてくれ。
Unexpected no performing an area sweep now.
Oh!
あいつやられた？ 勝ったぜ。
Once we do this, there's no going back. Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do? I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough Saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished. That sure sounds like Mr. Thompson. If he was standing here, I imagine he'd remind us of how we're all one big, happy Spacer's Choice family. In Mr. Thompson's eyes, those deserters are still part of the Spacer's Choice family. The family must work together in order to survive. I hate to say it, but I think Mr. Thompson's got a point. Unless those deserters come back, Edgewater's as good as dead. Cutting off their power might be the only way. Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow, she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred? Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something. Really? I mean, wow. Thanks. No one's ever told me those words in that order.
なるほどね。じゃあ俺も決断しようか。エッジウォーターには死んでもらう。怒ってる？
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be all right now they got power, but what about the town? All those people. You mean about the mission being too clean? I know, but Vicker says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines? The machine Vicker sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's... Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me.
でどうするんだっけ？なんか近接で言ってるから近接上げとくか。あれ？ でもハッキングは20いるとか言ってたな。エッジウォーター勝ち込みは次回かな。自販機じゃなかった。弾薬が足りねえな。特殊技能ポイント。勝ち込み行く前に弾薬補給しとかないと。やべ。ただ俺は近接を上げたんだよ。どこから入ってきたっけ？どこから入ってどこから出るっていうね。人生の命題的な。うわーい。もう2時間もやってんのか。これそろそろ終わりたいんだけど。街に戻って、様子見て終わるか。略奪者バンタル。飼いならされた犬。エッジウォーター入る前にやめとこうかな。入ってからちょっと激戦待ってるかもしれないし。 はい。ちょっとね、弾薬補給が心もとないけど、まあ、近接上げてったからね、殴りでなんとかやっていきたいと思います。では、ここまで、ご視聴ありがとうございました。